YouTube. So we'll be doing our YouTube thumbnails ranking for the year 2023. I did prepare it ahead of time, and we'll just be going through the games I've played first up on my YouTube channel, and let's check it out. Alright, so let me just make myself a little bit smaller here. There you go. Okay, so we'll start the year with Dead Space. Although I think none of the thumbnails for Dead Space were ranked on my at least 15 from what I've picked earlier. We do have a couple from Hogwarts. So in our Hogwarts playthrough, I did pick Slytherin, and yeah, pretty much most of my thumbnails are all Slytherin, right? They did make it to the top 15, so we did pick 15 thumbnails. And then we move on to Resident Evil 4. Actually, no, before Resident Evil 4, we did have Echo S7. So this is the voice mod of Final Fantasy VII OG. And then moving on, we did have Resident Evil 4, which is also part of the top 15. And then we did have a DLC of Horizon Forbidden West. So Horizon Forbidden West had like a 5-hour DLC, and it was one of the best DLCs ever, right? So from there, I think this was in May or late April, we got to play Jedi Survivor. Did have a couple of great thumbnails. Probably one of the best thumbnails I've ever done. Now, and I'll explain also each thumbnail, the creation behind it, this and that. And then we had the Summer Games Fest, which we had the reveals of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater trailer, and we had our official Spider-Man showcase. And then we played a bit of Street Fighter. I believe one of the thumbnails for Street Fighter made it to the top 15. And then we did play some Final Fantasy 16. So Final Fantasy 16 was like probably on my top 5 game of the year list. So with Final Fantasy 16, I can't remember if any of them made to the top 15 thumbnails. I don't think so. But these were great thumbnails. As you know, I also treat thumbnails like movie posters. And then we do have... Well, we did play the beta of Mortal Kombat, but I didn't really take that thumbnail seriously. I think this was September already. Yeah, this is just before Lies of P. Moving on, Lies of P, I believe we don't have... it did not make any part of the top 15 thumbnails. Although, just looking at it right now, they are very clean. They're very nice. I love what I did with the Lies of P thumbnails. Modern Warfare 3, I just recycled my soldier outfit or soldier thumbnail from last year. And then we had Spider-Man 2. We finally played Spider-Man 2. I would say 2 thumbnails made it to the top 15. So, moving on, Alan Wake 2. So, Alan Wake 2, I did recycle my flashlight thumbnail, which I'll also talk about later. It'll be an interesting topic to talk about. But one of them did make it to the top 15, and I'll show it after this one. Moving on, we did have some more Echo S. We did have DLC of Echoes of the Fallen, which is Final Fantasy 16, and also God of War, which is Valhalla. I did react to another trailer of FF7 Rebirth, and it did make it to the top 15 thumbnails. I believe I have to add it to the top 15 because it did perform as the best video on my channel, and I'll explain a little more to the thumbnail creation as well. So I think that's the end of it. Let's continue to the thumbnails. Alright, let's get to the top 15. So let us do this one first. Okay. So I'm actually wearing the same shirt. Weird. So the first one, the 15th one, is Spider-Man 2. This was the part 2 thumbnail. So here, I this reached top 15 because of, well, one, the screenshot shows Miles in New York, doing his, flippin', dippin', and swinging, all that stuff. And my reaction here is just like looking up. Like the immersion is like, it's like you were in New York and you see Spider-Man, and pretty much a simple poster, a simple thumbnail for the video, but just something for a viewer to click, right? Moving on. Yeah, so I did talk about it earlier. Our Tekken 8. So Tekken 8. I did say I played the beta like 2 months earlier than this thumbnail, which I didn't like that first thumbnail. So for the Tekken 8 demo, I did just pick a Jin, a really cool Jin screenshot, and I wanted to make it like 3D in a way, like with his pose of his hands like just leaning in like this, and with me in the end. I just like it because you know how photos are lined up properly, wherein some lines just point directly to the main subject, so something like that. So aside from Jin being the main focus of this thumbnail, I did create a new kind of reaction. I don't play with a controller, I do play with a arcade stick. So this more like immersion or like 3D effect of this thumbnail made it to the top 15. So this is 14. For the 13th one is very similar to 14. I believe it's a Spider-Man one. Oh no. Yeah, it's a Spider-Man one. Okay, yep. So for this Spider-Man one, I do get OC with the Premier Avenue being cut on the lower left. But it's similar to the Jin screenshot. So this one was photo mode in-game. Why I ranked this above the Jin one is because I actually took this one. So you can make Venom do this move on photo mode. Or pretty much you can time it well and then just go into photo mode and then just do some quick lighting and quick focus, right? Focus on Venom or focus on the subject, and then add more bokeh to the background, right? More bokeh. Same with the Jin one, is the interaction of like leading up with the hand, and then maybe trying to capture me through the like breaking the fourth wall or something like that. So there, I had to just pick I recycled one of my reactions to, I think this was Dead Space or Callisto Protocol back in the day. But yeah, it just some immersion and 3D effect as well. So moving on, this was the Hogwarts Part 8. I think this is number 12. So as you know, in Hogwarts Legacy, the seasons do change, and we were towards the end. I believe this is a 10-part Hogwarts Legacy playthrough, and in part 8 it started snowing. Hey JVT, hello, welcome in. So in part 8 it started snowing, and so what I did was I had to capture a screenshot in the game, or I believe this was a screenshot online, just a screenshot online, and this was a pre-rendered in-game cutscene, I believe, and I had my Slytherin costume, and I had to also have a Slytherin scarf, right? So this smoke effect right here was actually just on Canva. I added it before I rendered it. I was like, there's something missing in this thumbnail, and in that thumbnail I added a smoke effect. You can add some AI smoke effects on Canva. So I just did a reaction of like blowing in a way, like when you're blowing your hands to keep it warm. So you don't really see it through the smoke, but I have gloves on as well. The smoke adds just more effect to the snowy Hogwarts, right? So yeah, this was number 12. For 11, this was the DLC of Horizon Forbidden West. So Horizon Forbidden West had Burning Shores, probably one of the best DLCs out there. If you guys haven't played it, you guys should check it out. Give it a shot if you have a PS5. It really pushes the PS5 to the limit, especially, so spoilers, there's a boss fight, and it's this boss fight in this thumbnail, and it's really epic. So what I did, considering how epic that boss fight was, and the stage, the grand stage of, what's going on in the boss fight, um, I wanted to make it more cinematic because it was very cinematic. So I am wearing the same shirt again, and what I did was recycle one of my reactions in the past, and then in the same program, Canva or website, there were 3D glasses that you can attach to, well, me, right? So that just adds more to the to the thumbnail and the character. I added 3D glasses to myself, and then I put maybe popcorn. This was also similar to the 3D glasses. You can add popcorn, and then we just made it falling, so it just adds more like character to the thumbnail and goes to show how cinematic it really was. Okay, so we're gonna reach top 10 right now. Alright, for top 10. So this was Echo S7, so the voice mod for Final Fantasy VII OG. I ranked this pretty high because one, FF7 is my favorite game of all time. And for this thumbnail, considering it's the first voice modded feature on this game, on old game, I think this game has been around for like 26, 27 years, or close to 30 years. It's been a while. Close to 30 years, but yeah, it's been a while. So I wanted to put or act in such a way that I have headphones on. I believe this was a new reaction because I've never done this kind of reaction before. And then I just added a bubble, like those speech bubbles, because FF7 original is just a bunch of speech bubbles, right? So I wanted to put a speech bubble on me and have the text, "I hear voices." So it'll be like, okay, so what do you mean by voices? So when you click it, you'll experience how an old game has a voice mod, right? And the second one was this anime thing going on around me. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but when there's a anime reaction, I just wanted to play around with it. So I added it to the thumbnail just to add more to that reaction of hearing voices. So yeah, that's why it's on my top 10. Alright, next would be my Street Fighter thumbnail. This was the story mode of Ryu, and what I did was I just clipped another Ryu picture on top of this amazing screenshot too. I think this is when he does his special. And I just clipped my head off and then just replaced it with Ryu's. And it was pretty cool. It's a bit messy, but damn, this is one crazy screenshot that I got off, well, pretty much Google. And yeah, this is, I'd probably do this again with another character. Okay, I think this is 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did. Yeah, this is 8. Alan Wake 2, this is the only thumbnail on the top 15. Why is this on the top? Why is this number 8? Because of the setting of Alan Wake 2. Like, what's great about Alan Wake 2 is the lighting, and also how eerie and disgusting and scary and horror, all the jump scares that goes on in this game. So I wanted to get a screenshot that portrays all of that, right? So from this one, I did not take the screenshot. I just got it off the internet. So it's pretty much Alan Wake. I think he's traversing or going through the town or the streets in his world. And then in that world, it's filled up with a lot of like LED lights, all of this signage here and there. So what I did was I wanted to get a reaction that symbolizes my experience with Alan Wake 2. So this was actually a reaction from FF7, one of the first Rebirth trailers. And what I did also was to match the outline of my reaction. If you see myself out of all the thumbnails I'll be showing you, this is the only thumbnail that has a glowing red reaction or a glowing outline on myself. It was my first time to learn how to do this also, so I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect to add to the thumbnail because the background or the lights that's being shown on the screenshot is red, and it really matches with like just being there and experiencing this video game. Yeah, you can see how messy the streets are as well, how abandoned the city is. But yeah, it's crazy, and it has a lot of dark scenes. But it is hard to appreciate a thumbnail when it's too dark, so I wanted to put a bit of light there, right? Okay, moving on to number 7. Ooh, number 7. Okay, so I think this is the last of the Echo S. So similar to why Echo S is, or why FF7 thumbnail is on my top 10 or on number 7. Wow, it's actually on number 7. I did not do that. I did not mean to do that, by the way. So it just happens to be number 7. It's my first time to get a Buster Sword. So I really own a Buster Sword. You can see it from my video here. So it's above me. It's being hung on the wall. I got this Buster Sword when I got affiliated in Twitch. So as a reward to myself, I got myself a Buster Sword. It did not really break the bank, but just looking at it, it's very well detailed. It could be better, it could be bigger too, but it was perfect for this thumbnail because obviously we have the big bad Sephiroth, and this is the most iconic scenes in video game history, right? And I just, I love this thumbnail so much because we just want to kill him. You just want to avenge Aerith, right? And yeah, I'm gonna be using this Buster Sword reaction again in the future when Rebirth comes out. One of the best thumbnails definitely this year. Alright, this one was interesting, and I did get a lot of feedback from this thumbnail because one, it does show a lot of spoilers because this is the finale, and in this finale you actually fight I forget his name because I haven't played this game in like 6 months. But you fight your friend, right? And with Cal on the left and then your friend on the right. What I did was I actually own 2 lightsabers, one red, one blue. But the red doesn't really shine too much here, so I wish I left a little bit more red. But what the great part is, you can see how it's red because of the lighting on my face. So the lighting on my face has obviously you can see the red light to the left side of my face if you're facing the other way, and then the other side of my face is the blue side, so the good and the bad, right? So that's how I split this thumbnail in such a way that okay, maybe you'll have an idea what's gonna happen in this playthrough or in this video. And a lot of people really liked it, especially how it was divided. If you see, like, I can see some flaws with it too, because like you can see Cal, he's kind of cut, his body's kind of cut, so I wish I could edit that a little bit more. But anything that you publish right away is better than trying to make it perfect. So yeah, this definitely made the top 10. I think we are number 5 already. Yeah, that was 6. This is the 5th one. So this one, this is a funny story. So I think in part 4 we just went through this monster. We were introduced to it in part 3. That's why I wanted to use it for part 4, because we would encounter this a lot throughout the game. And I just so happened to have a freaking toy shotgun. I don't know why. I forgot where I got it. I just stored it somewhere in my room. And I was thinking of like interesting thumbnails or what to do next, because it's Resident Evil 4. It's one of the best video games ever. When I saw the shotgun, I was like, okay, I have an idea. So I had to look for this specific screenshot. I think it was actually zoomed in. So I had to zoom in this screenshot, and I just had to point the shotgun towards the, obviously, because you really want to hit the mouth, right? That's the weak spot. So that's the idea of this. What I regret not doing is maybe putting like a shot or like some flares on the end of the shotgun. But I think it would cover up the monster a little bit more. So, I'm 50-50 on it. So I also don't regret it as much. But in any case, yeah. And what's great about it is I'm still wearing my umbrella shirt, I think, but it's covered. But you can still see the stars hat on me. So it's crazy. Very Resident Evil themed, right? We have one more Resident Evil 4, so don't worry. Okay, so we're back with Hogwarts. This is very interesting. So before I played Hogwarts Legacy, I wanted to get a Slytherin costume. I wish we could see the patch a little bit more, but it's quite covered. I just had to put a black shirt and then put the robe. The hat is edited on because I just had to tweak the color a bit so it can kind of blend in with the theme. But yeah, so I brought back the speech bubble, which I got the idea from the FF7 thumbnail. And you know how Harry Potter says, not Slytherin, right? So me, I'm anti-Gryffindor, obviously, because everyone's for Gryffindor, right? So I go not Gryffindor instead. And lo and behold, yeah, I end up being Slytherin. So I just wanted to put the background of Hogwarts there, and then even the title, and the theme back to school, since I haven't been in college the longest time. Actually for 9 years. Wow, I haven't been in college in 9 years. So I wanted to put a back to school in the thumbnail, just to grab more attention and more curiosity. All right, so we are in top 3 territory. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this is top 3. Okay, so we have our last Resident Evil 4, and this made top 3 for a really good reason, and I love it so much. The whole time before playing Resident Evil 4, I was thinking, how am I gonna create a really good, attractive thumbnail, right? And then even in the OG, we fight this boss, right? And I knew we were expecting it, at least with the remake. So what I did was I had to grab a screenshot of this, and I just so happened to have that flashlight as well. But the problem with turning on a flashlight and taking a picture, it's gonna be overexposed. So the flashlight was actually turned off. So no flashlight was the flashlight did not even have battery. So in Canva, what I did was I added a lighting effect on the flashlight. So you can see there's like that ray of light coming from the flashlight. That's artificial. That's totally AI rendered. That's I added that myself. I clipped it. I also had to fix the opacity, not to make it too bright and just right. So you can see Leon in the background too. So everything can be seen in the background, and then it just happens to be pointing at the subject, the main subject, which is the boss or the big enemy. And this reaction, I just had to make a face. I had to make the best scary face out there, or terrified me, right? Something like that. But yeah, it turned out really well. I loved it. Top 3, easily top 3. Could have made top 2, but the second one is a big reason. Okay, so here, for the next one, I was not expecting for it to be in my top 5. But like going through the thumbnails a while ago, I'm like, okay, I have to put this. This one meant so much to me, so this one. So we're here. I watched this live when this trailer came out, and this was the Game Awards. They showed the first main theme song for FF7 Rebirth, and it caught me off guard because, one, I never heard that song before, and 2, FF7 is my favorite game of all time. That seeing clips of what's coming next or what to expect really got me. At the same time, hearing the song, I was wearing headphones, so hearing the song, like all my emotions just like I don't know. I just started crying, and I was live, and I had to like stop myself. I was really fighting. So if you guys want to watch the video, it's up on YouTube. I tried to not cry, but yeah, it's probably one of the best moments in my streaming hobby, or I should say, I don't know if this becomes a career. It'll be one of my favorite moments ever. But yeah, it's the most viewed video on my YouTube, and I think it's still growing. I haven't checked the analytics in a while because it did reach 10,000 views already, and I wanted to just forget about it and move on and focus on other videos. Moving on for our last thumbnail and number one of the year is Star Wars. Okay, so this is probably the best thumbnail I could make. I don't know if I can top this ever. Why is it great? Well, one, it's Darth Vader. That's one. Two, I'm wearing a freaking Jedi costume. Legit Jedi costume. Well, actually, it's just a hoodie shirt, but it's brown. And I wore like a beige long sleeve, just like what Obi-Wan would wear, right? I had a blue lightsaber with me, which gives the blue ray of light that shines to my face. And obviously we have Vader's large lightsaber. But the great part about this, and this is the third one, is the effect of actually fighting him in the thumbnail. So fighting him in the thumbnail was pretty great. Like hitting him with that lightsaber, which obviously did not happen. But the effect of it, it just adds more to the epic moment. Because you actually do fight him, spoilers, but you do fight him in the game. And so I did another Canva thing. I used an effect in Canva where, similar to the Resident Evil one, where you can add light to the picture. So I added like a sparkle. So you know how lightsabers, when they hit each other, hit one another, there's a spark. So same concept. I added that spark here, and damn, it just, it's crazy. I think I also added a bit smoke. I'm not so sure if I added that smoke. So if you can see the background of the lightsaber, there's also a bit of smoke. I can't remember if that was the thumbnail itself or the background I got. But yeah, this Vader shot is just from Google. I added the Star Wars logo to it, the Jedi Survivor one. Apparently this wasn't the finale, because I thought we were still far from finishing the game. But yeah, this is, I don't know if I can top this ever. Maybe one day I'll have a favorite one. Maybe FF7 Rebirth will give me another favorite thumbnail. But for 2023 at least, this is the best thumbnail for my channel. Alright, so that's it. That's it for all the rundowns of thumbnails. I'll be posting this on YouTube, or if you're seeing this already, it's already up on YouTube. We'll be talking about my game of the year next, which will be up the following day. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next stream.